This year delivered some of the strongest RPGs we've seen in a long time, from massive worlds and deep stories to tactical battles and bold new ideas. Get comfortable, because today we're counting down the games that truly define the year and every RPG fan should experience.
Is it truly him?
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles brings one of the most respected tactical RPGs into a modern format while preserving what made it legendary. The story follows Ramza Buev as he becomes entangled in a web of nobility, ambition, betrayal, and political manipulation. Even today, the narrative stands out for its grounded tone, layered motivations, and the way it slowly reveals the darker truths shaping Ivalice. The remaster uses the refined script from the handheld edition, giving dialogue a medieval flavor that fits the setting while staying clear and engaging. The job system remains the heart of the game. Battles reward units with points that unlock active abilities, reactive skills, movement traits, and support options, letting players create highly customized builds. Experimenting with combinations is where the strategy shines, allowing you to reshape encounters through clever planning. Few tactical RPGs offer this level of freedom even now. Enhanced mode adds full voice acting in English and Japanese, giving key scenes more emotional weight. Quality of life updates such as visible turn order, movement canceling, difficulty options, and fast forward make the experience smoother without altering the core design. The Chronicle menu organizes lore, terminology, and optional scenes for easier reference. Despite the lack of a fully pixel-based visual toggle, the remaster succeeds in making a classic feel fresh. It is a respectful update that preserves the game's depth and political storytelling while making it more comfortable for modern players.
Become unbound from the laws that govern reality.
Digimon Storytime Stranger marks the long-awaited return of the series, delivering a time-bending adventure that explores the digital world of Iliad in far greater depth. You play as an Adamus agent investigating unusual anomalies in Shinjuku, until a fateful encounter with Digimon pulls you into a crisis spanning both worlds. After a major early twist, the story jumps 8 years into the past, pairing you with Inori and Aegiomon as a chain of catastrophic events unfolds. What follows is a narrative filled with shifting perspectives, emotional turns, and a deeper look at how humans and Digimon shape each other's destinies. Combat stays true to the franchise's turn-based roots, centered on building a flexible squad from over 450 creatures. Analyzing foes lets you recruit them, and each Digimon can evolve or revert across branching paths, allowing experimentation with different forms and abilities. Even unused allies gain experience, and the Digifarm remains essential for training parameters, adjusting personalities, and preparing for higher-tier evolutions. Equipment and secondary skills add another layer of strategy, letting you cover weaknesses or amplify strengths. Battles reward smart use of elemental and category advantages, and powerful X-Arts add satisfying bursts of damage or support. Boss fights demand attention to their special attacks, encouraging tactical swaps and defensive timing. Exploration stands out as well, with vibrant digital world zones, Digimon mounts, optional missions, and a rank system that controls access to advanced evolutions. Time Stranger blends story, progression, and strategy into one of the strongest entries in the series, and a compelling RPG in its own right.
If anyone should disrupt my plans with headstrong acts of violence.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 picks up directly after the first game, following a more experienced Henry as he's drawn deeper into the political struggles tearing medieval Bohemia apart. The writing remains sharp, blending court conspiracies, noble power plays, and personal stories filled with humor, grit, and heart. Side quests are once again a major highlight. Small, vivid tales found in taverns, forests, and backroads that often rival the main plot in personality. Whether you're solving a medieval serial killer mystery, dealing with jealous villagers, or stumbling into chaotic ambushes gone wrong, the world feels alive, unpredictable, and full of human absurdity. Combat has been refined while staying grounded in realism. Duels rely on timing, defense, and the improved Master Strike system, and facing multiple foes remains tense and punishing. Weapon choice matters enormously. Hammers crush armor, polearms control distance, and early firearms are powerful but wildly unreliable. Progression is fully tied to your actions. Drinking, brawling, sneaking, persuading, and fighting all shape Henry into whatever kind of man you choose to make him. Kuttenberg is the jewel of this sequel, a dense and reactive city where nearly every street hides a story. Yet the rural landscapes are just as breathtaking, with forests and farmlands that feel authentically lived in. Bugs exist but are far less intrusive than in the first game, and performance is excellent on modern hardware. Kingdom Come: Deliverance 2 thrives on its blend of epic narrative and everyday life, offering one of the most immersive, historically grounded RPG experiences of the generation. Citizen Sleeper 2 Starward Vector continues the tabletop-inspired storytelling of the first game, but builds a new, standalone narrative. You play as a newly awakened sleeper fleeing across the harsh Starward belt, with your companion Seraphin after escaping the control of Darkseid's leader, Lane. With your memories wiped, survival becomes a mix of rebuilding your identity, managing scarce resources, and staying one step ahead of a relentless pursuer. Each hub you visit offers contracts, repairs, supplies, and story threads that reveal how fragile life is in this isolated region of space. The experience still revolves around dice checks, but now the system is deeper and more strategic. Classes shape your strengths, influencing the risks you take, while stress can damage dice and force you to spend components on repairs. Crew management is a major improvement. Hired allies provide extra dice and bonuses, giving tough choices more flexibility. Glitched dice, dangerous contracts, and adjustable difficulty add tension, pushing you to balance luck with long-term planning. Exploration is supported by a minimalistic interface, effective on PC but slower on consoles, where navigation feels less natural. Still, the writing remains superb, rich, grounded, and filled with intimate stories that make the belt feel alive. A contemplative soundtrack enhances the atmosphere, reinforcing the sense of drifting through a lonely, beautifully crafted sci-fi world.
Everyone, let's go!
Launched as a full remake of the 2004 classic, Trails in the Sky First Chapter, revisits Liberal with modern visuals, expressive 3D models, and full voice acting. Estelle and Joshua begin their journey as aspiring bracers, traveling across Liberal to earn their senior ranks while helping citizens with everything from lost pets to dangerous monster hunts. As their travels unfold, subtle clues reveal a growing conspiracy behind the kingdom's peaceful facade, keeping the core narrative intact while adding a few seamless new quests. The biggest shift is the hybrid combat system, combining fast action with traditional turn-based strategy. Players can strike enemies on the field, dodge attacks, and stagger foes before switching to command battles to unleash brave attacks and exploit elemental weaknesses. Timeline bonuses, positioning, and orbment builds deepen the tactical layer, while the remake modernizes arts, crafts, and character expression without losing the charm of the original systems. Exploration benefits from larger maps, fast travel, clearer quest markers, and quality-of-life updates that respect the series' structure without oversimplifying it. Turbo mode, scene skipping, detailed menus, and flexible PC settings make the entire experience smoother. Despite minor control limitations, the remake shines as a respectful yet ambitious reimagining of a beloved RPG, blending nostalgia with meaningful improvements.
This world, left unchecked, it will swallow it entirely.
The Dragon Quest Remake reimagines two classic RPG adventures with a modern presentation while preserving the heart of the originals. It uses the HD 2D style to blend expressive pixel characters with detailed 3D environments, creating worlds that feel both nostalgic and renewed. Both stories gain new scenes, extra dialogue, and stronger character moments. In the first adventure, the young descendant of Erdrick receives clearer motivations, while the second story deepens the bonds between the royal heirs and gives their quest more emotional weight. Exploration is richer than ever. The world maps now include new areas, hidden secret spots, and many optional rewards. Players can assign quick commands for abilities and items, see treasure chests marked on the map, and move more smoothly between towns, dungeons, and the open world. Mini-medals also appear, letting players trade them for valuable items and equipment. Combat remains classic turn-based RPG action, but adds new abilities, spells, and sigils that introduce tactical effects, such as increased power at low health or magic recovery when defending. Difficulty options and faster battle animations make the experience even more accessible. Overall, this Dragon Quest remake modernizes two legendary RPGs with care, offering stronger storytelling, smoother pacing, and a world that feels more alive while staying faithful to the charm and simplicity that defined the originals. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is the second part of a major remake project, but instead of simply adapting the original, it greatly expands the universe and reimagines the experience. After the events of Final Fantasy VII Remake, Cloud and his friends leave Midgar and pursue Sephiroth, traveling through large regions and encountering hooded figures drawn to him. Even when repeating moments from the original, the modern presentation adds impact and explores the characters far better. Many events play out differently, and the new portrayal of Sephiroth, the Whispers, and certain scenes is striking. The world beyond Midgar is vast, full of items, enemies, and missions that deepen the atmosphere. Large zones include global reports with towers, special enemies, Mako sources, and summon simulations. Exploration with chocobos, towns, and dungeons further expands the journey. Combat blends action with strategy. Attacking fills the active time battle bar, used for abilities, items, and magic, while also increasing enemy stagger. Each character has unique mechanics, and the folio system unlocks upgrades and synergy skills between party members. A wide selection of materia, items, and equipment allows players to adapt their team to different challenges. Technically, the game features fast transitions, a strong soundtrack, and many minigames, though some are mandatory. At times, finding objects in the environment can be difficult, but it does not harm the experience. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is an ambitious expansion that reimagines a classic in an emotional and impressive way. The Elder Scrolls IV Oblivion Remastered revives one of Bethesda's most celebrated RPGs with a vision that feels close to a remake. Developed by Virtuous, the project enhances the classic without losing its identity, pairing Unreal Engine 5 visuals with a faithful retelling of the original story. The political intrigue surrounding the death of Uriel Septim VII, the search for his successor, and the rise of Daedric portals return with renewed impact, anchoring a world rich in factions, personalities, and quests that shape the legacy of the franchise. What stands out is how carefully Virtuous applies its philosophy of keeping what works, improving weak points, and adding only what enriches the experience. Combat benefits from new animations, sounds, and impact systems, making a once stiff mechanic far more engaging. Running is now possible, facial models and lip sync were rebuilt, and the reworked leveling system brings progression closer to Skyrim while preserving the depth fans love. Cyrodiil itself feels vibrant again, exploring regions, discovering stories, and losing hours before even touching the main quest remains one of Oblivion's greatest charms. Even familiar dungeon layouts feel fresher thanks to the visual overhaul, and iconic questlines like the Dark Brotherhood retain all their personality. The remaster not only respects the 2006 classic, but amplifies what made it special, delivering the most polished and inviting version of Oblivion to date. A true showcase of how to refresh a legendary RPG without rewriting its soul. Super Robot Wars Y is the latest tactical RPG in the long-running mecha crossover series, released worldwide for PC, PS5, and Switch. It marks a major milestone for the franchise thanks to its full console launch in the West, delivering the familiar blend of strategy, story, and spectacular robot battles that fans expect. The story follows Echika Y. Fran Burnett, a 14-year-old who discovers her inheritance is actually a floating city. After declaring independence, she travels the world offering aid, while the player controls either cross or fort. Elite assassins assigned to protect her and guide the growing city of Advent. As the journey expands, characters from many iconic series join the roster, including Gundam, Code Geass, Macross, Denazanon, Dunbine, and others. A major highlight is how well the game unifies these different universes into one coherent storyline, creating fun interactions, shared history, and clever references. The tactical combat is deep and flexible, with movement, positioning, special abilities, morale-based attacks, area attacks, and support mechanics all playing important roles. Optional missions with unique objectives add variety and encourage strategic planning. Outside battles, players can upgrade robots and pilots through multiple systems, improving stats, unlocking abilities, and customizing builds. Combat animations are a standout feature, delivering energetic sequences inspired by each original series. Despite some overly complex menus, Super Robot Wars Y succeeds as a polished, exciting, and content-rich mecha strategy RPG that fans can easily enjoy. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 is one of those rare RPGs that doesn't just imitate the greats, it studies them, reinterprets them, and delivers something bold and emotionally resonant. Inspired by Final Fantasy, Persona, and Xenoblade, it wears its influences proudly while presenting a world and combat system that feel unmistakably its own. The premise is haunting. Every year, a divine mark determines the age at which people will disappear, pushing a new group of survivors into an expedition meant to break the cycle where all others have failed. The narrative is tight and purposeful, told through natural dialogue, subtle gestures, and characters shaped by grief, memory, and the stubborn hope to keep living. Its direction of art, influenced by the Belle Époque and classic French culture, turns every environment into a living painting. The soundtrack moves from opera to electronic textures, always matching the emotion of each moment. Combat is the game's true triumph. Turn-based structure blends with real-time dodging, parrying, and unique character mechanics, giving every encounter weight and rhythm. Bosses hit hard, builds are flexible through Pictos and Lumina, and the challenge remains high without becoming overwhelming. With a focused runtime of around 30 hours, the adventure feels intentional, memorable, and emotionally charged from start to finish. Clair Obscur stands as a modern classic, a turn-based RPG that pulses like an action game and delivers a powerful story about endings and the will to keep moving. For me, it is easily the best RPG and the best game of the year. And that wraps things up for today. This year was absolutely packed with incredible releases, and honestly, there's a good chance I forgot something along the way. So if I missed a game you think deserved a spot, let me know down in the comments. Seriously, I want to see which ones slipped through. If there are enough suggestions, I might even put together a part 2. Thanks for watching, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.